Hello my friends, welcome to another weekly vlog. Today is Tuesday the 20th. I didn't do any vlogging yesterday. It was just crazy busy as far as errands and things like that. I had to take my cat Ophelia to the vet early in the morning. Drop off was at like 7 o'clock so that she could have a teeth cleaning. And then because she had to have a procedure like that, she could not eat or drink anything after like 9 or 10 o'clock. So the night before, so I had to put all food and water up or in a different room with the door shut so that it could not be accessed. So she was not a happy cat the night before the procedure. She would walk all across me. She would stand right next to my head when I was trying to sleep and meow in my ear. She would try and touch my face with her paw, and if I tried to pet her, she would bite me. So she was hungry and she was not happy, and car rides with a cat are not pleasant. So yowling and just, it was just awful. The way back was okay because she was still coming out of things. So I dropped her off at like 7 a.m. ish, and her procedure, and she was ready to go home. I ended up picking her up at 3 o'clock so that afternoon. So that was that, and then I had a therapy appointment, and that went well. We're cutting back on the therapy session, so I don't have to see my therapist for at least 2 weeks. So that's good and progress, and yeah, because we're just kind of running out of things. Because I'm doing well enough, he said, that we don't have to meet every week. So that's good news to hear. Reading update. I maybe read 10 pages yesterday. So I'm still reading The Boatman's Daughter. With it being the 20th of October, there's no way I don't want to give up, but I'm not optimistic that I'll get my TBR for this month done, because that was 11 books, and this is only for prompt 4, so I still have 7 books after this one to read, and that's in 11 days to read 7 books. I guess it's possible, but some of those books are thick. This book is dense. The reading is very lyrical. So I'm a little slower with reading it because I have to kind of really process things. Let me see if I can find a paragraph. It was beautifully written. It's so far, it's just kind of beautifully written. But it's kind of lyrical, kind of like a poem. And it just takes a bit to kind of process through things. And I started on page today 112. I'm trying to. Here we go. So I'm going to read this paragraph. There's no spoilers in it, and this way you'll have kind of an idea how lyrical it is. Her mind muddled, river dizzying as it rushed past. Heart pounding, too, for there was something large and black and horrible chasing them. She saw it in the distant blue sky, behind the woman at the boat's tiller, a black cloud with tendrils coiling earthward, a monstrous hole with teeth, come to gnash them, swallow them, spit them out in pieces. So yeah, so you kind of, it's a lot of that. Everything is just very lyrical with it, so it takes a little bit. There's just over 400 pages, 403 pages, and I am only on, as of this moment, page 127, so I still got a bit to go. But I don't really have much planned for the rest of the day, so I will be able to get a lot of reading done, although I really want to work on my bullet journals. Just kind of sketch things out for November, because I finally have some ideas for themes for the planners. So we'll see. I may read for a bit and then take a break and maybe draw a page or two in my journals, and go from there. I'm in the process of uploading a book tag which you'll see before this video, is my plan. And then it says this particular video has about 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 37 minutes to upload, but then it has to process, so probably closer to 3 hours. So 3:30 or 2:30, 5:30 is when the next one, or is when this should be done. And then I can schedule it for release. And then I have 2 other videos I want to upload. I may be able to upload one today. If not, then they're going to have to wait until probably Sunday to upload. But I so I had a doctor's appointment this morning. It was just a follow-up on the medicine that the doctor prescribed for the depression, the SSRI. So it's a serotonin thing, helps with increased serotonin in your brain and stuff. And that, I feel so much better mentally. My thoughts are not as dark. I have more motivation to do things. I'm not so hard and negative on myself. Those thoughts are easier to stop and control. There's still difficult times, but things are better. So that is good. So I see him again in February to follow up on that. If things get harder emotionally and mentally for me, but in the meantime, then I can call him sooner, and then he can obviously increase the dosage. Let's see, I'm trying to think if I have any other updates. I went to Barnes & Noble with my mom today to get her out of the house, and so she enjoyed that. Barnes & Noble is such a happy place to go to. So many good books. I wanted more than I got, but I got too much. I bought 6 books. I will save those and do like a book haul for the month for those. So that'll be fun. One of them was a Barnes & Noble exclusive cover for a book of poetry that I had as a child, and I remember loving that and just rereading it over and over and over. So I mean, it's beautifully, it's like kind of like a faux leather cover. The pages are silver, edged with silver. It has a red ribbon attached to it. You'll see it in the book haul if you watch that video. So, but I am so excited for that book. And then there's 5 other books that I bought. Spent way too much, and I gotta find space for them. But I'm excited. I'm excited for all of the books that I got. I just have to. But again, I'm excited for all the books in my room that I want to read. So I'm going to work on watching that video upload, and I'm going to read. And then hopefully work in my bullet journal, but we'll see. So I do want to get a good chunk in this, so I will try and update you more, especially since I don't have any plans the rest of the day. I talked to my mom. She has had a hard time finding books to read. She loves to read, but with the surgery that she had, she's not wanting something too difficult because her body's still working out all the anesthesia and medicine that they gave her for the procedure. So she wants something a little lighter and easier to read, but she's opened things on her. She can't with the shoulder surgery. It's hard for her to hold a physical book, so she wants to read on her Kindle, but she's having a very hard time finding something to read. She'll start and get maybe 25 to 50 pages into something and just not be invested in feeling the book, so she puts it down. So she's in, we talked today, she's in a reading slump. She's just having such a hard time. She doesn't know what she wants to read, and I know that with reading slumps you got to find just the right book to get out of them. So she's a little discouraged with that, because otherwise all she does is she can't cross stitch like she wants. It's awkward to sit and try and color because it's her right hand and she's right hand dominant, so there's a lot of stuff that she can't really do. So she's a little discouraged because she feels like the only option if she can't read is to sit and sleep, which her body does need sleep to recover from the procedure, but she doesn't want to sleep too much. So I feel bad for her not being able to find anything to read. So that's the update so far. And I will read and hopefully get a good chunk in this that I can say at some point coming up that I finished it. So, I mean, it is enjoyable so far. There's one part I will say that I found that this is graphic, like gory graphic. So if you don't like graphic stuff, you probably will not like this. So far there's only one scene that was really graphic, but again, we're only 127 pages in. There's plenty of room for it to be more. And I actually enjoy the morbid stuff like that with the blood and the yeah. I don't know. I just find it fascinating and I like it. So yeah, so I will just go ahead and read and I will check in with you later. Okay, so update. I'm so tired, but I have read some more in the Boatman's Daughter. So definitely so far, with being about around 130 pages in, so I haven't read very much, but I have figured a few things out. One, definite trigger warning for drug trafficking. And again, like I said earlier, there are some gory scenes. I've only come across one. If sexual stuff makes you uncomfortable, there is a scene where there is male masturbation, so be aware of that. And I don't know if it would be something that has to do with a child. I don't know if it's well, it's kind of like forcing a child, like doping. I don't know if it's kidnapping or trafficking of a child, but there is a trigger there as well, so just be aware of that. Again, this is only 130 pages, so I'm just starting to skim the surface with some of these triggers. Sexual assault would be another one. And actually I would say there's two gory scenes that I've read. One was pretty nasty, but the other one more so. But again, I like the gory stuff. So, yeah. So we'll see. I am still enjoying it, but I am just so tired. I have not slept well the past couple of nights. So I think while the Cozy Autumn book tag that I did is still uploading, I think I need to help my mom. She wants to take a shower and wash her hair, so I just need to be around to make sure she doesn't slip and fall, especially because of that shoulder surgery. So I'm going to go help her with what she needs. She wants to wash her hair, so she'll need help drying and doing her hair. But I think outside of that and doing more reading and doing uploading and stuff, I was going to work on my bullet journal, but I just can't focus enough to do that. So I think I'm going to take a little nap. I think earlier my blood sugar dropped so low. So I had kind of a bad eating moment and ate way too much food because I was like so shaky, and all of a sudden I was like just very shaky, and which I'm fine now, but I was dizzy and lightheaded and felt like I was going to pass out and just felt nauseous, and so I think my blood glucose or blood level just dropped way too low. But rather than checking it like I should have, I just went and ate, and I was tired before, but now I'm really tired. So I think my sugar is just off today, and my own fault. But so I think we go. So I'm gonna help her, and I think I'm gonna take a nap, and then hopefully get back to reading more of the Boatman's Daughter. Yeah, it is good. It just makes you think a lot because of how lyrical the writing is. So yeah. So maybe, hopefully, I'll update you a little later today and have made some progress. Other than that, I'm trying to think if there's not really anything much else to say. I mean, this is really my life. I'm just, especially with the virus, and I was kind of a homebody before, so the whole quarantining with the virus is not, for me, is not bad. The worst part was having to wear a mask, but thankfully my therapist worked with me on that, did some exposure therapy, and so now I'm able to wear the mask for a while. There is times, especially when I have a migraine or I'm on overload with my senses due to the autism, it's harder to wear, but I can go and do what I need to do if I have to. So, better than that, I pretty much just stay home. I don't have any friends I go and do things with, and it's just me and my mom. So, I mean, every now and then we might go see a movie, but the theater's being closed. There's just not much I do. I just kind of stay home and watch stuff on YouTube or movies on Netflix or stuff and read, and work. But I love working from home now. I can put the lighting how I want it. I can put classical music or something on very quietly in the background. I don't have to deal with noise of people out laughing, which I do like hearing people laugh, but sometimes it's too loud, especially when I'm kind of on overload, and the lights in the office are so bright, there's no way to dim them. And then not only that, but you're dealing with two kinds of smells, whatever's going on in the break room, but then too, there's like some people at work that if they wear too much of a particular perfume or cologne, it's just too much. So working from home, I can make the ambiance or whatever, the atmosphere at home, pleasing to my senses. So it's been really nice working from home, and I haven't dreaded things as much, which is really good. And I've gotten, and it's interesting, this whole virus thing, it's like I've gotten the kind of the best medical care with things that I've needed. I switched primary doctors to the one that I'm seeing now, which was a good change, and he's fabulous. I really like the doctor I have for my back. I like the doctor I'm seeing for my foot, for the podiatrist. My therapist is excellent. I recently saw, because skin cancer runs in my family, I had a skin check. So I saw someone there, and I tried to do that before, and the guy that I saw before, I think he was more into like the wanting to do just plastic surgery type of a thing. So all he did is he looked at my neck and my arms below my, where the sleeves cut off, and that's it. And he's like, okay, yeah, you're good. That's not a proper skin check. Because my grandpa on my mom's side had skin cancer on his face, and my mom had it on her thigh. And it was the malignant melanoma is what she had, so it was bad. So I finally found a dermatologist, and he did a proper skin check. It was very uncomfortable because you're naked. Of course, you have like the paper gown and a paper, it's not really a blanket or towel, but a just big thing to kind of cover your lap. He was really nice and very, just going to look at this area, cover you back up. We're going to uncover here, look here, and then he covers you back up. So he was very good. And then for gynecology, which I haven't seen a gynecologist for years, finally found one that was just wonderful, very kind, took the time that he was needed, explained things the way I needed them explained, and the nursing staff that works with him was just wonderful. So I have just found a good luck recently with finding good doctors, and so that has been a huge relief. I'm still working on trying to get a second opinion for my foot, because the podiatrist I have is not 100% positive what's going on, so he wants me to get a second opinion. So working on that. Got all my stuff sent over to the one doctor he wants me to get the opinion from. Just waiting to hear back to schedule and see what that doctor thinks if I need to. And then just go from there. So, yeah. So this whole quarantine thing has been good for me. Like, I mean, it stinks that people are getting sick, and really bad that people are dying, and there's no medicine to help this yet, but for me, it's been beneficial, unless I get sick, and then it's probably not gonna be good. But as of right now, it's been good because it's kind of made me more look into things more. I don't feel so rushed to find things. I can take more of my time, type of a thing, because I'm not rushed, and I don't know. I don't know if that's making sense, but for me, it's been beneficial and hasn't been negative, because again, I am a homebody, because traveling even to family in another state throws off my routine, and I get very anxious, and there's this anxiety the whole time I'm there and until I'm home. But it's once I can get back into a routine at the family member's house, it gets just a little bit better, but it's still there. But I don't know. Anyway, I'm just kind of rambling, and I tend to do that when I get tired. So I don't know if I'll keep that little clip in or not. We'll see, maybe, because it is whatever. We've got 99% of my thing uploaded, so it says it's got about 5 minutes left for that 1%, but then of course it has to process. Then I could schedule it and move on to the next video. So that's good. That's progress, and I'm feeling productive for this past week, which is a really nice feeling. So anyway, I'm gonna go help my mom and make sure she's okay with showering, and then help her drying her hair. So, because she has to go to the doctor that did the surgery on her shoulder tomorrow and get the stitches removed. So she wants to make sure she's as clean as possible, so she's confident, which she's good with that anyway. But you know, when you're going to a doctor, you just want to be extra clean sometimes. So gonna do that, and I will check in later. Happy Thursday the 22nd. It's 10:29. So this morning I spent some time reading The Boatman's Daughter. So the first about up to like page 75 I was enjoying. It is beautifully written, I will give it that, but I am going to give it like a 2-star. I wanted to see what was going to happen to Miranda and these two children. This is tagged as a horror and a thriller, and fantasy. There are some fantastical elements, but just I don't get the horror thriller aspect. Nothing. There was paranormal stuff because there was ghosts, but it was a bore. Yeah, so just boring. 2 stars. There were a few parts that it was rather graphic, which I like. Graphic, and I'm not talking like sexually graphic. I'm talking like bloodshed, wounds, and stuff. So yeah, that's that type of thing I do tend to like. I guess I have kind of a sick mind, but I don't know. Anyway, I like the graphic stuff sometimes. But again, it is very beautifully written, but I just found it boring. You're following Miranda Crabtree. She works for a corrupt preacher, and she is someone that ferries illegal drugs from one place to another in the bayou. And then all of a sudden, of course, when it comes to dealing with illegal drugs, there's risk of losing one's life. So there are people in the story who do lose their life. That's just the reality of it. So trigger warning for that. Trigger warning for gore. If you don't like bloodshed, I mean, there's not much, but still, there is a witch in here. So there is a little bit of witchcraft. As again, there is a little bit of fantastical elements in it. But trigger for attempted rape or attempted sexual assault. See, and I don't even remember if the rape actually happened. I think it was just attempted. Let's see how much it held my interest. But there were definite trigger warnings for hurting a child physically. Yeah, so be aware of that. Attempted murder on a child and drugging a child. So definite triggers for that. I would say those are probably one of the biggest triggers in this. But 2 stars. I'm glad it's done, and I'm going to be unhauling it because I won't ever read it again. Yeah, so there's that. So that's done. And that fulfilled, let me grab my notebook, my bullet journal. That fulfilled from my random generator chooses my TBR for the month of October. That fulfilled prompt 4, I think. Yes, prompt 4, which was the random picture generator, and it came up with the fish and the tree. So that definitely fit that prompt. Because definite fishes in the book and trees, and then just the image of it alone with the tree growing out of the head type of a thing. But so yeah, so that definitely, this book definitely fit the prompt, and I thought I was stretching it, but no, it fit. So there's that. So gonna DNF it, and I wanted to DNF it, but I finished it because I wanted to know what would happen to Miranda. The ending was kind of lackluster, just kind of meh. So, but I am going to unhaul this. I'm not going to keep a book around. I'm never going to read again, and I'd rather just have the space for a book I'm going to like, and will know I'll reread at some point in the future. This definitely not that. So this will be unhauled. Now I'm going to be picking up Separation Anxiety by Laura Zigman. So this follows, is it Judith? Let me see. Judy. So Judy is, I believe in the flap it said that she was doing some cleaning or something, but she came across this sling that she put her child in when he was a baby, and all of a sudden put the dog in, and the dog went into that baby sling every day since, and so it's gonna deal with anxiety and stuff. And it alludes to the fact that she does this because her life seems to be falling apart. Her son is now a teenager. Of course, with some teenagers, they're indifferent about their parents. There's some disgust. And then she was trying to be a children's author, and that career took a spectacular nosedive, according to the flap. Also, it seems like her husband has become a drug addict, but she can't afford to divorce him. And what else did it say in the flap? During all of that turmoil in her life, she is ironically an author for a self-help article in a magazine or a website, it says. So this is about 275-ish pages, so I'm going to start this today. Hopefully it'll go fairly quickly, so it is fairly short. But I definitely, hopefully, will like this one heck of a lot more than The Boatman's Daughter. So we're going to read that and go from there. This fits for the random generator TBR. This was for prompt 5, which is the random word generated, which was disorder. And an anxiety is a mental disorder. So, and I actually have anxiety in my life. So hopefully this will not be triggering to me, which I'm generally good about separating things and can deal with things. So it shouldn't be a problem. So that's what I'm going to read now. My mom had a doctor's appointment yesterday, and her shoulder from the surgery is healing up wonderfully. It's interesting. On her shoulder, we found out she has a bone that never properly fused to the other bone, And the doctor said that happens in about 2% of the population. So she's unique that way. So, and she went and picked up groceries today and from Walmart. And she was a very good sweetheart and got a large Diet Coke from Sonic. She went through the drive-thru. And the lady at Sonic was very nice because my mom's arm is in that sling. She couldn't reach out and put the cups in the cup holder. So the lady went around to the passenger side of the car and put them in the cup holder for my mom. So that was very sweet. So I'm going to enjoy my Diet Coke, and I'm going to get to work and read when I can and go from there. So that's my update so far. I got a text from my uncle in New Mexico asking if I received a letter from my grandpa, and I have not yet. So hopefully I will receive that today. I love getting letters from just letters in general. But my grandpa just has a way of writing letters. It's just definitely gives you a glimpse into how strong he is as an individual. Gives you a glimpse into his life. And so I just love his writing and how he's able to do that. So that's the update so far, and I will check in later. It is Friday the 23rd, and it is 3:10. I'm just going to head back to work from a break. It's been a busy day, so I haven't done much reading today at all yet. Good news is my mom has decided to retire from her job, so I'm happy for her. She's a junior high school counselor at a junior high right now, so she will finish out this year and then be done. So happy, congratulations to her. Let's see. So this book is what I'm reading right now. This is the Separation Anxiety. I have the sleeve over on the bed there. I am on page 172. Parts have been pretty entertaining. It's sitting at probably like about a 3-star, so it's enjoyable. Definitely worth a reread in the future, especially like a buddy read or something. My favorite chapter in this is one that is called Secret Pooper. And I want to know what's going to happen with that. You'd have to read the book. It's by Laura Zigman if you want to find out what the secret pooper is and what's involved in that. It's very hilarious. That chapter was just awesome. So I will definitely finish that this weekend, and then I'm going to pick up right after that Stuart Little by E.B. White. This is a mouse who lives with a family of humans in New York. So let's see. It says Stuart's greatest adventure comes when his best friend, a beautiful little bird named Margalo, disappears from her nest. Determined to track her down, Stuart ventures away from home for the very first time in his life. He finds adventure aplenty, but will he find his friend? So, and obviously, dogs are going nuts. But there's pictures, so I'll finish that this weekend as well. Sorry. Dogs are going nuts. So I'm going to go see what's going on, and I'm going to go ahead and end the vlog here because I have to get to work. So stay true to yourself and enjoy a good book. And until next time, I will see you later, my friends.